Storybird is all about having an opportunity to create a story in a digital way. So what you do is you start off in this opportunity, this cloud-based storage where you can create stories. You start off with illustrations, so beautiful pieces of art from which you can choose, and then authors can go ahead and create a story around that. They can create a picture book, a chapter book, a poetry selection, but the really neat thing is about the provided bank of illustrations from which the author can choose, and then the intuitive interface that comes along with it. To give you an example of what a picture book looks like, Storybird created this example book called Invent Mighty Worlds. And you can go through and see some of the picture books and some of their suggestions as far as being good for short stories. You can move the images around as you're going through and you're creating a story through the picture book. You can also create a long form story, also known as a chapter book, and so some of the older students might want to do that. So they start off with that art again, but then as you can see here, there's an opportunity to have a much longer story and to separate that into chapters, even insert some extra illustrations in the middle if that's something that works along with the story. Students have the opportunity to share the story with everybody, to only have it in your class, to share it with a parent or guardian. There's lots of opportunities. This one has been chosen to share it publicly, which is why there's so many comments here on the bottom, but it also offers that opportunity to be very social in that experience. As mentioned, there's also the opportunity to create poetry. So you start off again with something out of that bank of illustrations, and then you add the words. One of the neat things about this is it's not just the words that you're adding to the illustration, also where the words are placed by the author also can be part of the process in creating that poetry. To give educators an idea of what it might look like on their end, you can go ahead and create an account, create a class, and then you can see that you can either create accounts for your students, which would offer usernames that you create if you want more standard usernames for your students, or you can have students create their own accounts. And so you can go through there and then you would have an opportunity to create a library. There's assignments that would be submitted. So instead of having a student submit something in a more classic way, you would go ahead and have them submit through this website. Also, as mentioned in the other video included, you can do fundraisers where students can purchase hard copies of the books that they created, or their parents can, and then also some of those go back. You can also download the books into ebooks if that's something that you're interested in. So to give you an idea of what it looks like to create something, this is after hitting the create, then you would start with your images. So you kind of go through and look at what image might be interesting, and you can see there's a huge diversity of illustration styles, different topics that the students might be interested in creating something. So we'll go with the dog, and so you click on the dog, and then you can see here that you can use this art in what you want to create. So let's say we wanted to create a picture book. Then you can take the picture and you can either drag it to that side or the right side, wherever you want. Then you can see on either side they've pre-selected some different pieces of art that might go along with the book that you're writing. And so then you can add additional pages, you can add additional art into those pages, and it really gives you that opportunity to create the book. And so Storybird really is a great opportunity to have your students grow as storytellers. It's also incredibly engaging, and a lot of the illustrations are already provided for you. This can also serve as a wonderful story starter for students that might need it.